Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the December meeting of the Oak Hills Park Authority. Item number one on the agenda is call to order. So as I call your name, would you either raise your hand and say here? Alan Dutton is here. Denise Brown.
Here.
Gary Leeds.
Here.
Jeff Schweitzer.
Here.
Jennifer McAllister.
Here.
Richard Dellinger.
Here.
DJ Trimbroli.
Here.
And did I miss anybody? Okay, we have a quorum. Next item on the agenda is item number 3, acceptance of minutes. Could I have a motion to move to accept the minutes, please?
I'll make a motion.
Sponsored by motion by Rich. A second, please.
Second by Gary.
Second by Gary Leeds. Any discussion on the minutes as presented?
I only have one item for myself. Well, on page 3, under my report, the second paragraph, the second sentence, it says, Mr. Gartner stated that fieldwork was completed at the beginning of October. That is not true. Fieldwork was completed at the end of July in regard to the audit.
Okay.
That's it.
And Alan, on page 2, under long-term planning, I just stated long-term planning is currently on hold pending the selection of the new first tee, and it wasn't selection of first tee, is pending discussions with the first tee.
Okay.
Tennis concessionaire, not selection.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any other errors or omissions that need to be changed on these minutes? I would actually like to thank the person who's involved in taking these minutes. They have done a very good job all this year.
I agree.
I would like to thank them on behalf of the Oak Hills Park Authority. All those in favor of accepting the minutes as presented with those changes, please say aye.
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 Any dissensions? Any opposition? Any abstentions? The minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is public participation, item number 4. James, are there anybody wishes to have participate in the public participation? If so, would you please raise your hand?
I see Alex Snopp's hands up.
Yeah. Alex, yeah.
Yeah. Jim, you're on mute.
Excuse me, I was muted. Alex Knopp has had his hand up, so I suggested he might be the first person to speak.
Surely. Thank you.
Can I go ahead, Mr. Chairman?
Good evening, Mr. Knott. Welcome. Could you please state your name and address, please?
Sure. My name is Alex Knopp, 35 5th Street in Norwalk, and a longtime member of Oak Hills and the Men's Association.
And the past mayor of New York. Welcome. Thank you.
So, Mr. Chairman, I'm here tonight to speak in favor of the proposed rates that have been posted, and to thank the members of the authority for changing what I think had been a unwise habit of raising their residential rates every year by a couple of bucks just to get by. I think you've broken that unfortunate string, and I congratulate you. So thank you, and that's my comment on the rates. I have one other question, which is that a number of courses that I've played around the country have a 9-hole rate for carts for senior citizens, because a lot of us like to walk. I still walk. But sometimes we walk 9 and want to ride 9 if it's too hot to walk 18. I know that your rates have a 9-hole rate for carts, but when I've tried to use them on the back 9, it doesn't apply. So I simply would ask the authority to consider a 9-hole rate for carts that could be used on the back 9. I think the result will be greater usage by senior citizens of those 9-hole rates. And you'll have to, of course, work out how they'll be connected up with the player, but many courses do that, and I think it would be a convenience and will increase play and increase payments for carts. So ask you to consider that, and I thank you very much for your work so far.
Thank you, Alex, for that, and we will definitely consider that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim, anybody else with their hand up?
No one else has their hand up. Does Alex Walsh wish to speak? Okay. I'm getting some signals from our esteemed Jerry Crowley, but I don't know if he wants to speak in the public session. Jerry, are you looking to make a comment in the public participation session?
No, I don't know how I got in here, but if you could get me into the regular meeting, I'd appreciate it. I do have some information.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened either. So you'll have to excuse the error that occurred, and we'll wait to hear your report. Is that what you would like to do?
Yeah, obviously it'll work with just my microphone on.
Okay.
I'll wait my turn.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry. There are no any further participants, James?
There are none others.
Okay, so public participation is now closed. Item 5 on the agenda is reports under the chair. Housekeeping item, we will be having an executive session after the new business and to discuss the tennis contract. We have a recommendation from the tennis committee, and we would like to discuss that contract issue after new business. A quick update on the Golf Pro search. We have tomorrow is the final day for people to apply. We received, I believe, 13 or 14 very good resumes from locally and out of town, and we will be reforming the committee to study them, get down to a smaller list, and start to interview and start the process. But there's a whole range of people and some very good candidates, in my opinion. And that's all I have from the chair. Next item is a restaurant report. John Lloyd. I'm not sure if John, I think you're with us.
Hi, folks. Everyone here?
Hello.
Hi, John.
Nice tree.
Okay. So I guess this is something of an end of year review. There's not much really to report from the restaurant side in the last 30 days. I guess at the beginning of the year, while the restaurant stayed open through the winter of early 2025, it did live up to the promise of tough times. It did prove difficult to generate some momentum, but we all maintained our energy with regular live music and special events like Valentine's and Super Bowl takeout packages, etc. The beginning of the golfing season in March, April meant, as it always does, the welcome return of the golfing trade, the opening up of our hours of operation and sales opportunities, whether it's increase to the tennis group or performing the first outings under our newly established terms of engagement. And it gave us a chance to see whether the work done in the previous year had had an effect of seeding more positive business for this year. So we'll kind of break it down into the various different buckets. For private parties, we had targeted private events as one of the areas of growth. And indeed, we saw a fantastic improvement in the number of bookings through the year, generating great reviews, really positive cash flow, and introducing hundreds and hundreds of locals to the space. We have developed a solid model offering great value, and the staff, both in the kitchen and especially the front of house, have worked incredibly hard to develop expertise in this multidisciplinary role. Private parties will continue to be a key area of activity for us in this space. For outings, they have been something of a mixed bag and something of a missed opportunity for us, as we've discussed ad nauseum in the past. Some of the legacy outings prefer to use the park and do their own catering to keep their expenses to a minimum, which has resulted in an empty yet fully staffed restaurant. And we hope that our new and shining super reinforced approach 2.0 for the new year in 2026 that we've agreed upon with Alan and Jim, we hope that that will help with some weeding out and provide clarity to what we hope will be the new generation of well-financed outings we look forward to doing business with. For the regular restaurant business, there's been a big improvement in the flow of non-golfers coming through the restaurant for lunch and dinner, possibly because of growing word of mouth, and certainly because we're spending money on targeted search engine marketing. Sunday brunch and late afternoon dinners are the most sought after times for non-golfers. Restaurant takeout through delivery services have been a little disappointing, but nonetheless make a meaningful contribution to sales. The golfers continue to enjoy the convenience of the halfway house, which has experienced steady business. We curtailed the hours of operation at the hut from 10 to 4 daily to push golfers through the restaurant in the belief that improving throughput there would enhance the clubhouse feel and in the long term generate better sales. Having all of the hut amenities available in the restaurant, as well as offering cart service to 7 p.m. daily, we felt would alleviate the pressure from the golfers to remain solely reliant on the hut. But at the end of the year, we're agnostic on how successful this has been. It's difficult to refute the data that we've collected that at Oak Hills, the majority of regular golfers are more likely to purchase from the course side concessions and forego the restaurant. We are open-minded to discussing with Oak Hills Park Authority for 2026 whether it's in the greater interest to go back to enhancing hut hours and reducing restaurant hours accordingly. For the golfing and Oak Hill Park community, the value of happy hour has proved popular. Breakfast sales in the restaurant have grown, and on-course takeout for golfers have been a great new addition with the introduction of signage on the course. The relationships with some of the golfing groups have gone from strength to strength. With the lady golfers, a regular Wednesday presence, and we look forward to an improved connection with the men's leagues and the leadership groups where it feels like there's still a bit of ground to be made. Pool tables, dartboards, happy hours, a vibrant regular and specials menu, rotating local draft beers, golf on the TVs, live music, special dining events in the restaurants. They've all been initiatives to make the space more appealing to the membership. We are trying all the angles, and we are very open to any of their suggestions and feedback, what might better reflect the space in their image. In reflection, the experience this year has been very positive. We are actually over 50% ahead of our admittedly modest projection forecast for this year that we made in our RFP back in December 2023. We're growing roots. We have a really rockstar team of employees that are loyal and very hardworking and have seen firsthand the evidence of our improvements and the promise of what's to come if we hang in there and keep the faith. We're very grateful for the close partnership of the Oak Hill leadership, especially Jim and Steve, for their support and prowess at troubleshooting. And we wish all of our friends at Oak Hills a Merry Christmas and hope everyone has a wonderful festive break.
Thank you, John. And John, just to be clear, we did have a discussion, Jim, yourself, myself, and Marshall. But it was a discussion. There has been no definitive decision made upon this. We will be obviously discussing it at the authority level and also. So just wanted to kind of make that clear that we are still, it is not finalized yet, but it will be, I'm sure.
Understood.
Okay.
Well, we will remain optimistic.
Thank you. Any other questions for John? And a great report, John. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to say a very comprehensive and great report, John. Thanks very much. Very much appreciated. Have a happy holiday yourself.
I kind of like the statement, 50% ahead of what you budgeted. That's always pretty good. I'm sure Mr. Leeds agrees with me on that.
Yes, and 50% more expensive to run as well. So,
well, that's
out.
I wouldn't say that's my problem, but no. Any other questions for John?
No, thank you, John, very much.
you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Item C is Nature Advisory. Mary is not with us, but I believe Richard is going to be leading the charge on this one. Richard?
Yeah, Mary left me some nice notes, 7 points to this thing, and I just want to take an opportunity. She's done a great job with the Nature Committee in terms of getting things rolling on the nature path. So number one, we had a very successful event on November 29th after Thanksgiving with an event called Forest Bathing. Bill Wren led that. About 30 people went through the path, the trail, and it was we got a lot of tree hugging going on. And number two, we're planning an event on Saturday, December 27th, same time, 11 to 12. Again with Bill Wren. It'll be Tai Chi on the Great Lawn. So we're going to be advertising that, and that's going to be coming up. Number three, we're planning a lunch at Odine's on January 31st, end of January. And Nisha Oliver, one of the members of the Nature Committee, will be doing a lunch and learn around the issue of composting. We'll be advertising that tentatively. Number four, Mary is working with Sarah Cruz, Norwalk's arborist, and her community staff to do a bio blitz in the spring. And they're going to try to quantify what's in our forest at Oak Hills and help to preserve the valuable resource that's there. Number five, they're also trying to make the entrance to the trails better. They did some work last year on the end of the trail, and they're going to try to make it as more accessible to all those that want to walk. Number six, the food forest. We're still working on creating a food forest around the Great Lawn. Unfortunately, we did not get the 2 for the Trails grant from Athletic Brewing. That was for $35,000. However, we did get a $4,000 grant from the Goodman Foundation, and we're actually applying for another grant that Nisha Oliver brought to our attention about fruit tree planting, well, from the Fruit Tree Planting Foundation. So we're just started writing that grant. That'll be done after the holidays. And number 7, Mary would like to wish everyone happy holidays. So that's support from Mary.
Thank you. I'm not sure there's any questions through Mary, through Rich, if there are.
I had one question.
Sure.
Rich, you said you got the $4,000 grant from the Goodman Foundation?
Yes, that's what
Is
I
that
understand.
separate
Yeah. I
than
think
what-
that was in the minutes from last.
It's got to be the same thing, Denise. We just received a check for today. It doesn't mention anything about nature or anything on there. I had taken it as just a general donation, so I need to maybe just speak with Mary about this afterwards.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Next item on reports, D, is Denise, tennis.
Good evening, everybody. I mean, obviously, the courts have been closed now, and there's no activity on the courts. But we had a Friends of Tennis meeting on Monday. We had a good meeting. Our treasurer's report for the money in the supporters account, we're at $26,314. I think by the end of the year, we'll probably hit 27,000. I think there's a few. I know there's another donation for 200 that just came in. Thank you, Rich, for the letter. And I believe there's some more money that'll come in before the end of the year. So that's a nice bit of money that we have. We don't know exactly what we're going to be doing with it. There's a lot of suggestions and a lot of talk on different projects. So we'll figure that out as the spring comes up. And we have just reviewed all the people who are involved. We've added on a new person to our committee, which is going to be Chris Halsey. He was part of our tennis selection committee, so he's going to be more involved. He'll probably be helping us with fundraising and different projects like that. He's very good in that area, so we welcome him there. Rich put together a great list of accomplishments for our 2025 season. So, just to mention a few of them, they were obviously the money that we've been able to raise and hold on to the account. The courts were completed 1 through 6 with the new fencing. We were able to plant new trees. I believe it was 15 new trees along the fence of the perimeter where the tennis court and the golf course meet. We'd had a successful Arthur Goldblatt first tournament, and we will continue there. We are having trying to have a liaison with grassroots, and so the Arthur Goldblatt was one of them, one of the projects, and then we also are going to be helping to sponsor them with their autumn classic. So, you know, we hope to grow our partnership with grassroots in the coming years. And we thank you, Jim Shell, for helping us with the different trajectory for the golfing on the 11th hole. Really happy that that's something that you initiated this year, so that should help us with the golf balls. And one of the events we're planning in January is to have a group of tennis people come, and we're going to meet right now. I think it's the 15th or 16th of January for the Australian Open. We're going to combine that with their trivia night at Odine's and hopefully be able to have a fun night with a lot of questions and, you know, sort of the game of trivia with tennis in mind. So that should be something to look forward to. And then, of course, we'll talk more as time goes on about our tennis selection committee. And we look forward to a good year to come. New year.
Thank you, Denise. Any questions for Denise? Thank you. Jerry, supporters of Oak Hills, Jerry Crowley. Jerry, so sorry that you have been promoted here, but if you'd like to give us your report, we'd appreciate it.
Okay, I wish I had a report now because I was going to report on the Goodman Foundation because we got that letter for $4,000. I was all excited about it. But,
well, Jerry, you deserve it. You deserve to be excited, and thank you so much for what you do. Okay. Anything else, Jerry?
No, not now. You know, other than I hope everybody has a very nice Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Same to you, Jerry, and thank you for the new year. Next item on the agenda under reports is long-term planning. Gary Leeds.
Nothing new to report on long-term planning this month.
Thank you, Gary. Any questions for Gary? Next item, golf professional. There is no report at this moment in time. H, superintendent. James, Mr. Shell.
Okay, I don't have too much to report tonight for the sake of time. I'll keep it short. The course looks great, especially when it's covered with snow. I know that sounds a little grinchy, but you know what? It's a nice break and whatever. So everything's going well. We are inside. We're doing Christmas elf stuff with course supplies, cleaning them up, sanding them down, going to repaint them. I have ordered turf covers for the worst of our tees. And I think that once we get a full winter season of cover on them, they will start the season off almost like new tees. I think it'll make a big difference. Leaf season's over, thank God. And I want to thank Tom Bifano, our new equipment manager this season. Leaf season went without any major problems. I mean, blowers were always working. The leaf collectors were always working. We did have one break, but he had it back out within 4 hours with a little weld job. So he's been pulling his weight. And if you're around, you might see us out on the course once the snow clears to do some brush clearing and trying to open up some understory to get some airflow in spots and stuff like that. And that's my report.
Jim, are there any side effects from having snow on the ground for a period of time? Does it affect the
yeah, I mean, if snow was going to remain on the ground from now until March, you know, there's always a concern of winter kill, but I have not seen that type of winter kill here at Oak Hills. I think that's probably reserved for the more northern climates.
Okay.
But there is also a chance of some disease that can develop undercover. We're pretty much all protected there, other than teas. We're going to get to that next week, likely, and it shouldn't be an issue.
I think
I think I see a window in the weather where we can get it out.
I was going to say 57 degrees and rain tomorrow. I think it's going to get rid of a lot of that snow.
Oh, the snow's going to be gone.
Yeah.
And just next week, the important thing is to have the temperatures to get it out. So,
Is the heat working okay in your facility?
yep. Yep.
Good.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions? Any other
Yeah, I
questions?
got one for Jim. Jim, if we're gonna buy some tea covers, are we gonna ever buy covers for the greens to keep people off them?
No, the T covers are going to promote growth underneath
Yeah,
later in the season and earlier in the season than normal. The greens covers, I'm up in the air about that. I don't think that really does what people think it will do, prevent death on the greens. It's really just for growth. We don't get that kind of damage on our greens, but at least I've never seen it.
I was thinking of covers to keep the golfers off them.
Yeah, you know what? I used to spend a lot of time in the Pleasantville, Armonk area, and I
Yeah.
drive by Whippoorwill, and they would drag branches from the woods and lay them all over their greens. So, but this year we did something different. We put plugs in the holes, so if somebody wants to putt to it, no luck. They're not making any putts.
So we got no hole now on the green. Well,
Correct.
that's good. That's something anyway.
Yeah.
You know. All
Okay.
right.
Any other questions for Jim? Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it very much.
Sure.
Item I on reports. Mark, controller.
All right. Well, I just sent it out today, but the audit report from our auditors was finally received last week. I sent it out to the authority and to the city of Norwalk today. For November, it starts getting less and less important these next few months. Everything obviously off season, but November still we did pretty well. This is all preliminary, of course, but revenue wise, we didn't do as good as the previous months. In fact, we actually had we were below budget on revenue rounds and cart rounds, but we're still slightly up on revenue. So at just the higher rate per round helped offset that, and we saved on expenses too. Just lower water and not having a head golf pro, I guess, is having at least a little bit beneficial effect in regard to salary expense. But yeah, on a year-to-date basis, revenue rounds, cart rounds, they're doing definitely above budget. Discounted D cards are equal to budget, and for the preliminary year-to-date through November, revenues are $209,000 over budget. That's almost all greens fees. We're only $5,000 over budget on expenses. It's a great ratio. So a net amount of $204,000 higher than budget, and net operating income is also $35,000 over prior year. Cash balance is $194,000 over prior year. And we've still got, when you look at both the unrestricted and the capital reserve bank account, we're well over $1 million still, which is it's definitely dropping. And thanks to the bunker work, which was great, and it's all over. I had to cut a large check that I went over with Jim Shell yesterday, so that just went out. So in a week from now, our bank balance will be under $1 million and dropping. The next. Yeah. It's still better than our cash balance is the fact that it's that much higher than last year, and like last year was a record. So it just seems like we just keep setting new records. It's a good thing.
So we'd have to go into a line of credit then, right, Mark?
We haven't touched that since 2020.
Totally kidding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Questions for Mark?
Mark, I saw the audit. It was a 4-star audit, as I remember it. Right?
Absolutely. 5 stars.
5-star. Thank you.
12-month, 5-star audit, right?
Yeah, if it wasn't for though, like I said, the audit did go well. We did well. There were no real questions to push back. No mistakes. No issues with our practices or anything like that. So everything just went well. It just takes a long time at the end there to get the final report.
That's
Thank you.
thanks to our controller.
Thank you.
Indeed.
You.
Okay, item J on reports. General Manager Jim Holliday. Jim, take it away.
Thank you, Alan. This month has been devoted to the tennis selection committee, the golf pro selection committee, a couple of nature advisory committee meetings, and HVAC and the waste lines. So the technical stuff, it's we have problems. I don't know if I ever clearly described we have a dip in the waistline, and what happens is we have backups. You can all envision what they are. They're not pleasant. We have a lot of them, far more than we should with a normal system. And what we have done is basically just maintenance. We've just had the system cleared out, but we need to at least understand a better way of handling this. What we know about this dip in the waistline is that it is in the kitchen, and what it entails to alleviate this dip is to jackhammer the kitchen floor and straighten out the waistline so that everything flows as it should. This is a big job. The restaurant has to close. Actually, and we haven't quantified the exact length of the dip, but it could be considerable. It could be 20, 30, 40 feet. Jim Shell and I tried to measure things out as best we could yesterday, and we don't have an exact handle. We actually had an appointment to have the line video inspected today, but the contractor did not show up in time. I had to leave. We've rescheduled for Monday. So this is going to be another unfortunate big bill. The good news is I do have an alternative idea that would require preventive maintenance, consistent preventive maintenance, but I haven't quantified the problem yet. So I'll leave my report there. I have to make an apology, and the apology has to do with a report or a request I received from a member, an unlimited golf pass holder last year. And I never found an opportunity to discuss this with the board. And this isn't the right time either, because we're at the 11th hour and we're about to have our rate hearing. But I at least owe it to him to share his proposal with you. And in basic terms, he suggests the unlimited golf pass would become an unlimited golf club pass, which would include food and beverage. And so those that want to pay for the golf pass would also be obligated to pay a certain amount of money, say $400 or $500, that would give them a credit at O'Dean's. So, it's a whole different idea and it needs to be flushed out, but I should have shared this information with you, last January, and I didn't. So I just wanted you to at least know that this is something that was proposed to me, and I should have shared with you long ago. But it's now out there, and we can discuss it for possible implementation in 2027. Obviously, it involves O'Dean's as well. And I don't know if the idea is appealing to anybody on the authority, but we'll have time to discuss it in calendar 2026. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. So, Jim, what you're talking about is actually minimums, which is a lot of, high-end country clubs have minimums that you have to spend. It's an interesting discussion, but as you say, we can discuss it during next year's budget proposal. Thank you. Questions for Jim?
I just wanted to ask Jim, the HVAC for that schedule, it's still on for over the holiday break? Or what's
Well,
exactly?
actually, Rich, the Pro Shop project is scheduled for January 8th and 9th. Unfortunately, the job with the two air handlers that are in the kitchen that service the dining room, that job has not been scheduled because we need to find a time in late January or early February when John is willing to close the restaurant. That project will require complete closure of the restaurant because the kitchen will be we'll be unable to use the kitchen. So it hasn't been scheduled, and I hope it will be scheduled in the next few weeks. I'm waiting to hear back from John on some proposed dates.
All right, thanks for the update.
So, Jim, we weren't able to squeeze in to get that unit on premise for the 2-week closing, the first 2 weeks in January, then, right?
No, the one in the Pro Shop is going to be done, and not during the period from December 22 and January 7 when they're closed. But since it only affects the Pro Shop and the ladies' room, we will be able to do that at that point. The two
Okay.
big units that are above the ceiling in the kitchen, we have not got scheduled yet.
So John needs to pick his slowest 2 weeks if that's what it's going to take. Obviously, we need to make sure that we can get those that equipment on site during that period of time. Correct?
You're absolutely correct. The equipment has arrived. We have the equipment, and it's just a matter of John looking into his crystal ball to determine which is going to be the snowiest, coldest, most miserable 10 days to close the restaurant.
Okay. Thank you. Any further questions for Jim? Okay. In that case, item D, other reports, is now closed. We now move to item 6 on the agenda, which is old business. Are there any items of old business any authority members would like to bring before the commission?
Yeah, I'd just like to get on the agenda for a future meeting, the pace of play. We had a great presentation last year, and I'd just like to see how our pace of play went this past season.
Surely. So before the next meeting, Gary, reach out to Jim, and he'll get it added to the agenda for the January meeting. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Item number 7 is a new business. New business.
Alan,
Yes.
excuse me. I just
I'm
wanted to note that Robert Stowers is now with us.
Yes.
A
Thank you.
couple minutes ago.
Thank you, Denise. So let the minutes reflect that Robert Stowers has now joined the meeting, probably at about 7:37. Thank you, Robert, for joining us. Thank you, Denise. Item number 8, new business, is the main item here is the review and vote on the proposed 2026 rates. These rates were, the notice of the meeting was published in the Hour. They were put on the website. They've been available to all the members, to the public. We had an initial discussion about them last month. Mark will take us through them again one more time. Just some highlights, obviously. We basically will freeze rates in all areas, including unlimited passes for all Norwalk residents. We will increase our non-resident rates by different amounts here shown. And we will increase $1 on our carts because we have brand new carts. And I think that is the majority of what we are looking at. So, Mark, if you'd just like to take us through again.
I mean, there's you just said it. There's not much to say. It's $2 across the board there for the non-members for 18 holes, $1 for 9 holes. No increase on any card member rate for daily fees, and $10 for the non-resident adult and senior ID card holders. And the annual passes as well are no increase. The carts, as we mentioned last month, we are getting into a new cart lease for the next 5 years, and rates have gone up quite a bit. So we do need to pass that off, that increased cost on to the players a little bit, which is why we're raising our carts $1. So it's not much, but it should cover the overall increase.
Okay, questions, comments, further comments on what the proposal is at this moment in time?
Yeah, I'd like to increase the annual pass for the non-residents by $100 for both the adult and the seniors. For the non-residents.
Okay. Anybody else, any thoughts on that?
And the other thing that I'd like to
What's
do.
the rationale, obviously, but that is that they're not residents of Norwalk and they can pay a little more, Gary. Is that right?
Right, yeah, because we're increasing the daily fees or whatever by a little bit for non-residents. I think we should increase the annual pass as well.
Well, there's no increase to the daily rates, just to the membership.
I thought we increased the daily rate a little bit.
No.
I'm looking at 25 to 26, and it looks like a $2 increase for non-resident or not.
No, you're saying non-residents. No, not
Oh, it's
that's for
non-member?
non-members. Yeah. So I'm thinking, so the non-residents here, who are members, there is no increase there.
Yeah,
It's just
I understand that, but I think for the non-resident annual pass, I think we should increase it somewhat.
I can agree with that, Gary.
Yeah, that's always been my philosophy too. This is Robert. I'm sorry I've been late, but traffic was crazy. But that's always been my philosophy when we increase fees is they're not paying any taxes, and so when they come into town, they need to pay their share. So that's always been my philosophy in setting rates.
So where are we on the chart? Are we on the top left? On
No,
the
the annual passes, Denise. We're looking
Right.
at the annual passes at the bottom, basically.
well,
so you're sorry, go ahead, Mark.
yeah. I mean, on my screen, I'm showing that line 19 is at the very top of my screen here, and yes, that's where the annual passes pricing is shown, and it is the same exact as 2025.
So it's column C, you're talking about the
Right.
non-resident increase.
Yes.
Okay.
And Gary, are you saying that for the unlimited only? What about limited, and what about juniors?
I'm saying for the
Just
non-resident.
unlimited,
All right, so line 21C would go up by 100.
Yep.
Line 22C would go up by 100. I don't want to discourage the juniors. Okay.
Agreed.
And yes, I would do the what is that? The Monday to Friday, the same thing on line 25 and line 26 for column C.
I think
I wouldn't. Yeah.
percentage-wise, maybe we do a little bit less for the limited,
Okay.
because if you look at senior non-resident limited versus adult non-resident unlimited, it's almost 50% of the cost. So I'm
So
just thinking.
You want to push it up $50 then for those?
I think that would make sense.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and put those changes in right now so we can all look at them.
Okay. And then one more thing on the unlimited. I know we limit it to 50 passes. I'm wondering if anyone has any objection to limiting the sale of these unlimited passes to only the month of January, and we don't continue to sell them beyond then.
What's
What
your
would be the
reason?
purpose of that,
rationale?
Gary?
What's the reason for that, Gary?
The reason for that is the unlimited pass, I go way back, was to fund our cash balance, and I don't think we need it as much. And if people want to have these, I I think we should limit it to the month of January or the middle of February or something. But I don't think they should be available to buy if we haven't sold the 50th one in the month of May.
Does it make a difference though? Because we have a cap, right? So we can't go over the cap.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, if somebody wants I don't think we should be continuing to sell them later into the season.
Do you think anybody would buy it unlimited later into the season? Because they'd be kind of,
Yeah.
no gain.
According to Mark's schedule, there were maybe 5 or 6 that sold.
Yeah. So yeah, we've always capped. Well, actually, I can't say always. For the last several years, we've capped it at the end of February, and then with the caveat that the head golf pro and or our general manager can make an exception if someone is a long time player who maybe was down in Florida and didn't come back up here, didn't realize until April. So as you said, Gary, yeah, I forget the exact number, but 5 sounds about right that they made a few exceptions.
Yeah. Okay. So the end of February, we should turn it off.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you
what we do.
said.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
fine. That's fine
That's
by me.
fine.
Okay.
Combined with the increases, as Gary, talked about, I think that's reasonable too.
Yeah. What are our thoughts about the recommendation from Alex Knopf about the 9-hole rate? Does anybody have any thoughts about that? About giving the opportunity for a senior to play a back hole 9, or is that too much?
I
hard to
don't think
administrate?
I don't think that's what Alex meant. I think Alex says, I don't mind walking the front 9, but I get tired and I'd like to be able to get a cart for the back 9. I think that's what he was saying. If he was
Right.
Yeah,
18 holes.
Yeah.
And
Did
actually,
anyone get that same sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
and folks, we did make an allowance for that at the end of last year when the suggestion came up.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a formal rate, but we did encourage anybody who wanted to take a cart for 9 holes to do so. So if we want to formalize it, perhaps in this meeting, I think that would be a good idea. I think it's sensible.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. It's TJ. I would agree that I think it definitely makes sense to be able to do. I think the challenge is going to be how does it logistically? How do you actually get that done? So does the person have to call the pro shop and say when they're on the 9th hole and say I want to take a cart for the back 9? Do you come, do that? Like how does logistically? I think you need to figure it out. But I do think it's a good idea to be able to have that as an option.
I agree, TJ, because I was thinking that too. You walk by the first 6 and then you walk right by the cart bar and you walk right by the pro shop. That would be the time to do it. So I don't know if it has to be the back 12. I mean, I don't know. I can't see going and playing another 3 holes and then coming back. So I don't know how that would work either.
Well, let's just say this: the outside golf staff can figure out how to manage this problem. I'm glad that several of you members believe it's a good idea. I agree, and I'm certain we can work out the logistics.
So what should we charge? Because we'll just need to agree upon that. Half?
50%, yep.
Okay, so that would be
What?
$10.50 or $11 or something.
Well, right now we charge $14 for a 9-hole
14 for
cart.
9. Yeah.
So I think it would be the same price.
Right. I agree with that.
All right, so
Yeah,
do
that makes
we
sense.
agree that we could we'll charge $14 for it, and then we'll work out the logistics?
Absolutely.
And preferably, I would prefer that person pays for that back 9 cart when they sign in. And we figure out the logistics of how we get them the cart when they get to the 10th tee.
Good point, Gary.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges though there is that somebody might be walking and they might feel like they're going to walk 18 and then all of a sudden they get to 8 or 9. They're like, yeah, you want to know what? I'm going to take a cart. And they might not know that at the beginning. I definitely play with a few guys that do that. They have all the intentions of walking 18 and then they just decide here and there that they want to take a cart for the back 9.
Yeah. We have the mechanism in place. We have credit cards on file. Anybody who wants to grab a card for the back nine, we can get authorization on the phone to charge their card. And I'm absolutely certain we can work out how the cart gets to them on 10.
Yeah, then I think then Jim, if that can be worked out, which I think it can as well, then I think you'll be surprised at how much possible like revenue you'll bring in from just back nine carts.
Agreed. It'll be popular.
Okay, very good. Are there any other changes or that any authority member would like to make at this time? Hearing none, I would like to proceed to a vote of the authority to approve the 2026 rates as currently amended and shown on the screen at this moment in time. What I'd like to do is to poll each authority member individually as to whether they would agree to this or yay or nay or abstain. So I will start the vote now, if I may. Alan Dutton votes yay. Denise Brown.
Yay.
Gary Leeds.
Yay.
Jennifer McAllister.
Yay.
Richard Dellinger.
Yay.
Robert Stowers.
Yay.
TJ Trimboli.
Yay.
We have a unanimous decision. The 2026 rates are hereby approved. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Mark, and Jim, for all your hard work on this. New business is now closed. I would like now then to, if we would please go now to executive session. That's under the Zelma Roundtree, I think. So we would now go to executive session.
Are we, staff, are we excused?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks,
Then,
George.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays,
Merry
Happy New Year. Great
Oh,
seeing
thank
everybody.
you, Jim. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Jim
Happy
Holiday,
holidays.
Jim Holiday, of course, you come with us. Okay, guys,
Are we-
executive,
Take care, Mark.
Are we
Me too.
going back, Alan, to this?
back to executives. We'll go to executive session now
And then come
back to adjourn. Well, actually, yeah, to adjourn. Yeah, we'll need to come back to adjourn.
All right. See you in a minute.
Oh.
Having issues with all my electronics today. I can't leave.
No, that's not it.
So we got 1, 2, how are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're all here. Executive session has now finished, and there are no action to be taken based on our executive meetings. Next item on the agenda is adjournment, item number 8. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Could I have someone to propose it?
So
I'll
moved.
propose it.
I'll go
Second?
to TJ. Let TJ do it.
Yeah, I'll move.
BJ, to propose.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Do you have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Thank you all very much. A Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everybody. Thank you all for all your hard work this year. I really appreciate it. And we will organize a special meeting within the next couple of weeks, short period of time. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Sounds great. Happy
Bye.
holidays, guys.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Thank you.